What's up, followers of the Ducati Spacers channel? I am here today to give you some exciting news. You can see in the background a pretty cool bike that you may have not seen on this channel before, but that's because I got my hands on this beautiful 2018 Triumph Street Triple RS model because we have a new spacer kit coming out. By popular demand, we've been having a ton of people ask for this kit. I can probably get together a list of at least like 30-40 people who have emailed me, messaged me on Instagram, whatever, trying to get a spacer kit for their Street Triple. Up until now, we never had one that worked because it's a slightly different geometry internally than a lot of the other spacer kits that use a similar design. But we finally got our hands on one, finally getting a spacer kit developed. I've been going through a few iterations of prototypes, 3D printing some spacers, dialing in the fit absolutely perfect to make sure there's no slop, no binding, no issues whatsoever. Finally have it ready to go. I'm going to show you the before and after. This should be a pretty quick vid, but I just wanted to give you an idea what this thing is like before and after. And also very exciting because this spacer kit will be compatible with not only the Street Triple, but I believe also the Tiger 800s, 1200s, and I'm sure some other models as well. I'm going to put the whole list in the description below. Check this thing out before and after. So here we go. The beautiful Triumph Street Triple RS has a similar throttle housing, as you can see, to things like the Multistrada 1260. So just to quickly give you guys an idea of what the slop is like in this stock throttle assembly. So you can see here I already have like the bar end disassembled and everything so I can get access to this throttle housing. But you can actually see there's a few degrees of slop in this throttle, mechanical slop, before it actually engages and starts sending a signal to the ECU. So obviously on certain bikes, like older model bikes, whenever they actually used mechanical throttle cables, it was kind of advantageous to have a little bit of that mechanical slop in there because, you know, say the cable's stretched or moved whenever you turn the bars side to side, or perhaps like thermal cycles change the length of the cable, it made sense to have a little bit of slop. On these modern ride-by-wire bikes, it really doesn't make any sense to have the slop in there. All it does is make it a little bit more unpredictable and jerky at low speeds. So the idea is going to be to open up this throttle housing, get some spacers in there to cure that mechanical slop, and you're going to see we get this thing totally perfect, direct, slop free. Just to give you a quick view, I took the top cover off the throttle assembly here. I'm going to pull out the throttle tube, and you can see this little black plastic nub that's protruding from there. So there's actually some matching features on the inside of the throttle tube. You kind of see that triangular piece down inside there. But basically the gap between those two pieces, when you put this back together, is what creates that slop in the assembly. So what we're trying to do here is basically insert a spacer, which is going to be like a three-sided piece that fits around that little nub on the throttle tube, and it's going to take up that physical slack, so you have perfect direct throttle response. All right, so just opened up the throttle housing, installed the spacer in there, and you can see now absolutely no mechanical slop. So now this thing is sitting dead ready to send that signal to the ECU as soon as you touch the throttle. So it'll not only feel a little bit more responsive, it'll also be a lot easier to control in those really low throttle situations. All right, so I couldn't start it while I was holding the camera because you have to pull the clutch in. But you can see now, even the tiniest little input of throttle will actually give you like a healthy blip. Damn, the exhaust on this thing sounds nice. So anyway, with that mechanical slop in there, obviously you're not going to get that really nice throttle response right off the bottom. With this, it's going to not only smooth out those transitions on-off throttle, it's also going to make it a lot easier to grab a handful of throttle when you're blipping for a downshift, especially on some of these bikes that don't have quick shifters down. Obviously, a lot of the new Ducati models have the down quick shifter, but for example, this 2018 model doesn't. So you're stuck blipping on your own, and blipping is a hell of a lot easier once you have that throttle spacer kit installed. All right, so that was just a quick little rundown of the benefits of the throttle spacer kit on the Street Triple R. It's very, very beneficial to have the throttle spacer kit in there. It really transforms the way the bike rides. If you have any questions about this kit, feel free to reach out. I have a lot more cool content coming up with the other bikes, Street Fighter V4, 899 Panigale. Probably going to be renting some other cool models soon, maybe like some KTMs and Huskies to try out spacer kits on those as well. So stay tuned, lots of content coming. Love you guys so much, appreciate you tuning in as always, and see you in the next one.